something just shifted. You felt it, didn't you? That weird moment when you clicked on this video and something in your chest got tight, like your body recognized something your mind hasn't caught up to yet. That's not random. That's recognition. Your nervous system is picking up on frequencies that your logical brain is still trying to decode. Look, I'm not going to waste your time with small talk or tell you to smash the subscribe button. You're here because something is about to break open in your life, and on some level, you already know it. The question isn't whether change is coming. The question is whether you're going to fight it or flow with it. Right now, as you're watching this, you're sitting at the edge of something massive, not in some mystical, woo-woo way, but in the most practical, real-world sense possible. Your life is about to reorganize itself around a completely different set of priorities, and the version of you that woke up this morning is not going to be the version that goes to sleep tonight. Here's what nobody tells you about transformation. It doesn't announce itself with dramatic music and lightning bolts. It shows up quietly, usually disguised as restlessness. You've been feeling it for weeks, maybe months. That low-level dissatisfaction that you can't quite put your finger on. That sense that you're living someone else's life, while your real life waits patiently in the wings. You know what I'm talking about. Those moments when you catch yourself in the mirror and think, who is that person? When you're having conversations that feel like you're reading from a script you didn't write. When you're going through the motions of a life that feels too small for what's trying to emerge from inside you. That restlessness isn't a problem to be solved. It's intelligence. It's your system telling you that you've outgrown your current reality and it's time to upgrade. But here's where most people get stuck. They try to fix the restlessness instead of listening to what it's actually telling them. They reorganize their schedule, buy new clothes, start a workout routine, maybe even end a relationship or quit a job, thinking that external changes will quiet the internal stirring. But the stirring isn't coming from your circumstances. It's coming from something much deeper. It's coming from the part of you that knows you're capable of so much more than what you're currently expressing. And that part has been patient. It's been waiting while you played it safe, while you stayed in situations that were comfortable but not compelling, while you convinced yourself that gradual improvement was the same thing as actual growth. But patience has limits, and you've reached yours. The signs have been everywhere. You've been having different conversations with yourself lately. The internal dialogue has shifted from what should I do to what do I actually want? From how can I fix this to what if I just walked away? From how can I make this work to what would happen if I stopped trying so hard? You've been noticing things that used to slide right past you. The way certain people drain your energy just by being in the room. The way certain activities that used to bring you joy now feel like obligations. The way certain dreams that you put on the back burner keep creeping back into your thoughts when you're supposed to be focusing on practical things. Your tolerance for mediocrity has disappeared almost overnight. Conversations that used to feel normal now feel suffocating. Routines that used to provide comfort now feel like prison cells. Compromises that used to seem reasonable now feel like betrayals of something sacred inside you. This isn't depression. This isn't a quarter-life crisis or a midlife crisis or any other kind of crisis. This is evolution. Your consciousness is expanding, and your current life structure can't contain it anymore. Something has to give, and it's not going to be your growth. You're starting to remember things you forgot about yourself, interests you used to have before you convinced yourself they weren't practical, dreams you used to chase before someone told you to be realistic, ways of being that felt natural before you learned to perform for other people's approval. The weird part is, you're not even trying to remember these things. They're just surfacing on their own, like your subconscious is cleaning house and bringing forgotten treasures back to the surface. Old songs hit different now. Places you used to love are calling to you again. People from your past are randomly reaching out. It's like the universe is creating a perfect storm of reminders about who you used to be before you learned to be who you thought you should be. And instead of feeling nostalgic about it, you're feeling activated. Like these aren't memories of who you were, but previews of who you're becoming. Your decision-making process has completely changed too. You used to weigh every option, make pros and cons lists, ask for everyone's opinion before making a move. Now you're making choices based on something that doesn't have a name. Call it intuition, call it gut instinct, call it whatever you want. But you know when something is right and when it isn't, and you're starting to trust that knowing more than you trust external validation. People are noticing. They're commenting on how you seem different, how you're carrying yourself differently, how you're speaking up in situations where you used to stay quiet. Some of them like it, some of them don't. And for the first time in your life, their reactions aren't determining your next move. You're beginning to understand that transformation isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world convinced you to be someone else. It's about peeling away the layers of conditioning and expectation and fear that have been covering up your authentic self. But here's where it gets intense, because remembering who you are means acknowledging how far you've drifted from that truth. It means looking at the gap between who you are and who you've been pretending to be. And that gap, that distance, it's been costing you more than you realized. It's been costing you energy, costing you sleep, costing you the ability to be fully present in your own life. Every time you bite your tongue when you want to speak up, every time you go along with plans that don't extend to be interested in you, every time you prit in conversations that bore you to tears, you're paying a price. And that price has been adding up for years. The exhaustion you've been feeling isn't from working too hard or staying up too late. It's from the constant effort of being someone you're not. It takes incredible energy to maintain a persona that doesn't match your inner reality. It's like swimming upstream every single day, and you've been doing it for so long, you forgot what it feels like to move with the current instead of against it. But something's different now. The current is changing direction, and for the first time in forever, you can feel it pulling you towards something instead of away from it. You're not fighting the flow anymore because the flow is finally moving in the direction your soul wants to go. This is why everything feels so intense right now. You're not just changing course, you're changing operating systems. The old way of making decisions, the old way of relating to people, the old way of spending your time and energy, none of it works anymore because you're not the same person who created those patterns. Your friends are going to notice. Your family is definitely going to have opinions. Some of them are going to try to pull you back to who you used to be because that version was predictable, manageable, safe for them to be around. They're going to remind you of all the reasons why you should stay where you are, all the risks involved in changing, all the ways this could go wrong. Listen to them if you want, but understand what's really happening. They're not protecting you from failure. They're protecting themselves from having to look the hard questions you've started their own lives and asking. Your transformation is going to be a mirror, and not everyone is ready to see what's reflected back. The people who are meant to be part of your new reality will celebrate these changes. They'll see the light coming back into your eyes and feel relieved that you're finally becoming yourself again. They'll encourage the risks because they understand that the biggest risk is staying the same. They'll support your evolution because they're evolving too. But right now, in this moment, you might feel alone with all of this, like you're the only one who sees what's happening, the only one who understands why everything has to change. That loneliness is temporary. It's just the space between who you were and who you're becoming. It's the cocoon stage, and cocoons are supposed to feel cramped and dark and uncomfortable. You know what's wild about cocoons, though? The caterpillar doesn't know it's going to become a butterfly. It just knows that something inside it is demanding a complete reorganization of everything it thought it knew about itself. It dissolves into liquid, trusts the process, and emerges as something completely different. That's where you are right now. In the dissolving phase, the old structures of your life are getting liquid, losing their solid form, making room for something entirely new to take shape. It feels chaotic because it is chaotic. Creation is messy. Birth is messy. Transformation is the messiest thing of all. Your sleep patterns are probably weird right now. Your appetite might be off. Your emotions are all over the place. One minute you feel excited about the possibilities. The next minute you're terrified of losing everything familiar. One day, you're confident about the changes. The next day, you're second-guessing every decision. This isn't a sign that something's wrong. This is what transformation looks like in real time. Your nervous system is recalibrating. Your brain is rewiring. Your heart is learning to beat to a different rhythm. Of course you feel unstable. You're literally becoming a different person. The key is not to make any major decisions from the fear states. When the doubt kicks in, when the voice in your head starts listing all the reasons why this is a terrible idea, just breathe. Remember that fear is not intuition. Fear is just your old programming trying to keep you in a box that you've already outgrown. Your intuition sounds different. It's quieter, but stronger. It doesn't argue with you or try to convince you of anything. It just knows. And lately, things that it's been knowing logical mind hasn't figured out yet. It's been steering you toward conversations, opportunities, experiences that don't make sense on paper, but feel absolutely. Trust, right in your body, that knowing. Trust led you to part of you, that pull moment. Trust this video at this exact timing of everything that's been falling apart and everything that's been falling into place. Trust that you're not losing your mind. You're finding here's what's really your soul. Because or relationships or locations happening. You're not just changing careers. You're changing frequency. You're shifting into a version of yourself that operates from a completely different set of assumptions about what's possible, what you deserve, what you're capable of. And once you fully shift Compal step into this new frequency, your rise itself around this internal, external world is going to reorgan, people will appear. Change. The right opportunities will present themselves. The right circumstances will align. But first, you have to complete the transformation. You have to let the old version of yourself dissolve completely so the new version has room to emerge. So here you are. At the end of this video, at the beginning of everything else, if you made it this far, if these words landed in a way that felt like recognition rather than information, then you already know what comes next. Not because I'm going to tell you, but because something inside you has been waiting for permission to finally move. The restlessness you've been feeling, the conversations you've been having with yourself, the way everything familiar suddenly feels too small, none of that was random. It was preparation. Your system getting ready for this moment when you stop asking if you're ready and start asking what you're going to do about it. You don't need another sign. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need everyone to understand or approve or even support what's about to unfold. You just need to trust that the part of you that brought you here knows exactly what it's doing. The transformation isn't coming. It's already happening. Right now, as you're sitting here, something fundamental has shifted. The old version of you that clicked on this video isn't the same one that's about to click away. That person is already dissolving, making space for who you're becoming. Your real life has been waiting patiently for you to get tired enough of the fake one to finally step into it. Today's the day you stop waiting. Today's the day you stop preparing. Today's the day you start becoming. The butterfly doesn't ask the caterpillar for permission. It just spreads its wings and flies.